Welcome to my Easy Maths class. Today's topic, rule of 3. I think all of you have started doing rule of 3s. There are several problems and I have decided to show you few problems. Obviously those are interesting as well as important. Let's see what is given here. A garrison of 100 men has provision of food for 87 days. At the end of 15 days, 20 men joined with no food. Okay. If the consumption of food per day per head is reduced from 300 gram to 250 gram, how long would the remaining provision last? What does it mean? $100 men was there. Okay. For them, there was food for 87 days and each can have 300 gram food. So, number of men initially was 100, number of days was 87 days and food per head per day was 300 gram. Okay. Now, after 15 days, 20 men introduced, joined with no food. So, for the next few days, there is a remaining days, they need to have food, that extra man need to have food. So, from the total stored food, they have to get the food. Therefore, consumption of food for each have to be reduced to 250 gram so that since number of men become more, so that everyone can have food. Okay. So let's start. First point is number of men. Number of men. Okay. Next, time. Here time is days, right? And food per head per day. Okay. Number of men, time and food per head per day. Number of men is, initially it was 100, right? Next, time. Just see, follow the problem. After 15 days means for the first 15 days, everything became normal. After 15 days, 20 men arrived, right? Joined. Okay. So time will be, that is, when 20 men joined, then already 15 days of food have been consumed. Okay. So time remaining is 87 minus 15, that is 72 days. Okay. And food per head was 300 gram. Right? Next. $20 men join, so number of men becomes 120. Right? Time, say X. And food becomes, consumption of food becomes 250. So the question is, when consumption decreased from 300 gram per head to 250 gram per head, with that food, how long they can survive or they can have food. Okay, just see what conditions do they have, what relation do they have. Here number of men and time, when number of men becomes more, obviously time becomes less, so number of men and time are inversely related, right? Number of men and time are inversely related. Again, number of men when more, consumption obviously will be less than. So, number of men and consumption are inversely or indirectly related, right? So, number of men inversely proportional to time, number of men inversely proportional to food consumption. Okay. Now, it will be 100 by 120 is equal to, it will be reversed, x by 72 into, it will be reversed, 250 by 300, or after cross multiplication it will be 300. Therefore, x is equal to 100 into 72, 300, 120, 250. So x is equal to ultimately 25, 120. $72. Therefore, number of days will be 72. Okay, I'll be back with another very interesting problem. Okay, another interesting and important problem. What is given? If 120 men can dig a trench of 320 meter long, 24 meter wide and 2 meter deep in 9 days of working 12 hours each day, how many men can dig the trench of 1458 meter long, 20 meter wide and 3 meter deep trench in 36 days working 9 hours daily? So try to understand what is given. If 120 men can dig a trench having 324 meter length, 24 meter breadth and 2 meter height or depth in 9 days working 12 hours daily. Question is, how many men will be required to dig a trench of 1458 meter long, 20 meter wide and 3 meter deep, right, in 36 days working 9 hours daily, right? So here we will do one thing. So many factors are there, just take a look. Men, length, breadth, height, time, days, hours, etc. First we will change into 3 factors, means here it is number of men, here it is time in hours, and here it is volume. Volume means length into breadth into height, right? All of you know volume means length into breadth into height, okay, of a trench. So number of men will be here 120. Time will be 9 days working 12 hours daily. 9 into 12 hours, and volume is 324 into 24 into 2. Follow the question very carefully and as well as answer. Now question is number of men, say X, let. In 36 days working 9 hours daily, let's say it will be 36 into 9, and volume will be 1458 into 20 into 3. Volume in cubic meter, okay, volume in cubic meter, right? You know, number of men and time are inversely proportional, because if more number of people can be employed, by less time work can be finished. So inversely proportional. And number of men and volume are directly proportional, because more men can do more work, right? So number of men and time are inversely related or proportional. Inversely related. Again, number of men and volume of work are directly proportional. Okay, so you can write 120 by x is equal to, they are inversely related, so it will be reverse, 36 into 9 by 9 into 12 into 324 into 24 into 2 divided by 1458 into 20 into 3. After cross multiplication, we can have x is equal to 120 into 9 into 12 into 1458 20 into 3. (36 into 9 into 324 into 2). So after cross multiplication, you will find the value as 225. Okay, so it is coming 225. 225 men would be required. Therefore, number of men required is 225. Okay. So my dear students, these sort of questions I will show you along with answer. So your duty is doing all the calculation by your own, because you know these sort of problems need lots of calculation to do. So as many calculations you will do, you will be as competent. Okay. So till this one is our first class for rule of 3. Again I will come back with another class. Till then, goodbye.